Dear students, after knowing the importance of reading comprehension, after knowing the different tricks come techniques of reading comprehension, I am here to tell you what you need to do exactly during the examination whenever you attempt the reading comprehension question. Mostly it would be the final question in your examination. So what you need to do? As soon as you reach to that particular question, number one, please don't carry the pressure of answering the questions. If you carry pressure, you may be overburdened due to the pressure and you won't perform better. We are not Sachin Tendulkar that under pressure we would be performing well. We are not Mahendra Singh Dhoni. So please don't carry extra burden. It is just examination and you all know that you have practiced a lot and that practice is going to help you out. The vocabulary that you have improved so far till that stage, that will help you out. The different structures that you came across, the visit to the dictionaries will help you out while solving this particular question. So don't carry any pressure or any load. And as I said, if you have practiced and prepared very well, you won't be burdened or you won't be there to carry the pressure of this particular question. So please don't carry pressure. Have faith in your practice. And if you haven't practiced, the pressure is bound to be there. Number two, be confident as you have prepared well. Don't be overconfident. I said confident. Sometimes it may happen that we feel that I am from CBSE board, so this would be very easy for me to sail through, but this will make you overconfident and you may commit error while solving the answers. So please be confident, because confidence is acceptable, overconfidence is not at all. And sometimes I personally feel that if you are not confident, it's okay. Less of confidence is acceptable, but overconfidence makes you arrogant and nobody likes arrogance, not even the examination that you are attempting. So please feel confident, have faith in your practice and think positive that you will try 100% very sincere attempts, because sincerely you have practiced and prepared for the examination, so you would be able to answer all the questions correctly. Number third is, don't read the questions before reading the passage given to you guys. It may be a passage or it may be a stanza. Please don't read the questions. The reason behind it, if we read question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, our mind starts making one plan that okay, question number 1 is this, so let me find out the answer from the given passage or the paragraph. So your mind starts scanning the answer, and rest of the sentences or rest of the paragraph that you read, you don't pay attention to, because you are scanning, your mind is scanning only that one particular answer, and in that process you will lose your time. It will be a time consuming process. So if there are 5 questions, 5 times you may read that passage and 5 times your mind will simply try to scan the exact answer. You may get it or you may not get it, but in the process you will lose time, and in written examination time is the money or time is the marks. So please don't read questions, read the passage given to you or maybe the stanza given to you. Next tip is that during first reading, underline the content words. Content words means very important word by which the very idea of the passage has been developed. So as I said in the previous video that you need to practice this habit. You need to have this habit of underlining the main words as well as main points from the written material. And if you have formed this habit, you always carry pencil with you, and while in the first reading itself the important or the content words and the sentences that you feel that they are important, underline them. In that process what will happen that while underlining itself you might have answered all the 4-5 questions that the person or the examiner might have asked. So this habit will help you out, because when you read the question and you simply see the underlined words as well as the sentences, anywhere you will find the answer. So that will save your time and it will boost your confidence also. So please, while first reading itself, you try to underline. And when you are underlining or your mind is searching for the content words or the important words, you concentrate. and you focus over the paragraph itself. So you don't pay attention to what your other friends are doing, whether they are asking for supplement or whether they are disturbing you. You don't pay attention, because your mind is there. You have formed one habit of underlining the underlined points or the content words or the important words. So you will concentrate 100% over there. So that will give you good advantage in understanding the paragraph. Next one is that try to understand what the author wants to convey. See, what happens that we do have our opinions. Suppose the topic of the passage is about politics, the topic of the passage is about maybe medicine, the topic of the passage is about maybe the criminal record in our country. So we do have our personal opinions. You forget about your personal opinions. You simply focus on what exactly the person wants to say. Is he glorifying the content or the topic? Is he with the topic, or is he against the topic? Is he sarcastic, or is he simply giving you the material so that you can opine about it? You please read from the point of view of the author. Don't mingle your personal opinion over there. Don't carry your prejudice about the topic that is given in the paragraph. What exactly the person wants to convey? Is he being very sarcastic, very taunting? Please try to understand what the author wants to say, and accordingly you would be able to understand the paragraph correctly. Otherwise you may end up understanding it in a wrong manner. So if you are asked a question, you are bound to commit errors or mistakes. Next is read the passage with clear state of mind. Clear state of mind means don't carry any botheration. It may be confidence, overconfidence, prejudice, anything. Now what happens over there is, you have attempted all the questions and now you have very less time. So you get panic that how will I read the paragraph of maybe 10 to 20 lines? Or sometimes you may not understand it because you go blank, you have very less time. So in that hurry, in that fear, in that pressure, please breathe properly. Please breathe properly and tell yourself that whatever time is available for me, at least I'll try only 50% of the questions or maybe 70% of the question, but let me read the paragraph first. Without reading, don't start writing the answers. Sometimes I have found, even I have also attempted it or committed the error, that if there is hardly 10 minutes, I'll simply go to the question and try to find out the answer in somewhere in the passage. But for the first question, the answer might be in the second last line. So you will simply waste your time in reading in the whole paragraph. So better you read the whole paragraph and then attempt the questions. It will happen. So you should have proper time management also. The next one is, if you don't know the meaning of the word, what to do? There is no dictionary. How will you solve this problem? The context. So before visiting the dictionary, try to guess the meaning. When you practice at home, before going and visiting the dictionary, have this habit of guessing the meaning based on the context. You may not be 100% correct always, but have this habit, because in examination there is no one to help you out, not even dictionary. So if you come across any new word and you don't know the meaning of that particular word or maybe the particular sentence, try to guess its meaning by the context. Now what kind of context am I talking about? It is the context of that particular sentence, or it may be the context of that particular paragraph. Now what is this context? Context means the subject line. Based on the subject or the topic, certain vocab would be used. For example, if the passage is about medicine, so syringes, injections, tablets, operations, surgery, such kind of words are bound to be there. So these words are there only because of the context of that paragraph, because the topic of the paragraph is about medicine. So based on that, both the context of that paragraph and context of the sentence, you can try to guess its meaning. You may not be 100% correct, or you may be 100% correct, but provided if you are confident enough and you have understood the paragraph, at least its gist of the paragraph, you would be able to understand it correctly and you would be able to write the answers correctly. So please do that. Now sometimes it happens that after reading the paragraph, you don't even understand ABC of the paragraph. Don't worry, it may happen, and mostly if it is a stanza, if it is not a prose, it may happen that you don't understand it, or if it is the topic that you haven't read whenever you practice, you didn't read it. Sometimes it may happen that the whole topic of the paragraph is new to you, all the vocabulary is completely passive for you, so you may not understand it what the person wants to convey. So don't get panicked. Breathe, exhale. Please inhale and exhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. Point is, you will get good energy by breathing. Sometimes because we are in fear, we forget to breathe properly, and again it will dampen our energy. So please breathe and make yourself that it's okay. I'll try again. So reread it, but you should have that much of time. And if you do not have that much of time, do one thing. If you fail to understand the paragraph in the first reading, go to the questions if you do not have much time. By the question itself, at least you will understand the topic of the paragraph given. For example, if there is one question that how did Mr. So and so gain access to the computer? Now by this question itself, you will understand that there is one person who is trying to get access to a computer. It may be hacking, or it may be ethical hacking. Anything, any idea you will get out of one question. So if you read all the 4-5 questions given, you may get one point of view of the paragraph, and after getting that particular point of view, reread the paragraph. Chances are there that you may understand it. But don't leave it. If you leave it blank, you will get 0. Sometimes people, I have found that they don't understand it. So what they do, they try to hunt. They try to find out the same word that are prescribed in the question, and they find out the same words in the paragraph, and they copy the same sentences as an answer. Don't do it. It is absolutely wrong practice on your part. That shows that you haven't understood ABC of the paragraph, and the person will simply give you 0 and fail you in that particular question. So as far as possible, try to write in your own language. As far as possible means there are some words or the sentences, they would be the actual answer of the given question. So you cannot alter it, you cannot change it. But sometimes the person may ask you, what do you feel about the particular topic of discussion, or what is the tone of the author of this passage, or what exactly the author wants to suggest out of this passage. You won't get ready-made answer over there. So please, your grammar has to be correct, your spelling has to be correct. Otherwise, doesn't matter, the meaning you are conveying might be correct, but there would be grammatical error and there would be spelling error, and the person will end up giving you 0. So please, as far as possible, use your own language and correct language. Don't copy from the passage. So these are few tips. If you want to add something more, you can message it to me, or if you want to correct somewhere, you are most welcome. I wish you good luck. Thank you.